Hi, I'm Anna, along with my husband Peter, who has been so supportive of my dreams, and our 5 amazing kids. We practice homesteading in the beautiful Fraser Valley of British Columbia, Canada. Thank you for joining me here as I show you what I'm working on today. For Havarti cheese, I have measured 4 gallons of fresh warm milk into my pot. I'm keeping it warm in a sink full of hot tap water, holding the temperature around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sprinkling half a teaspoon mesophilic culture on the surface, giving it 5 minutes to rehydrate. Next, I will use my slotted spoon using an up and down motion to draw the culture up and down, mixing well to fully incorporate it, and I will allow it to ripen for about a half hour. If you are using pasteurized milk, after the 30 minutes of ripening is up, is the time to add 3/4 of a teaspoon calcium chloride, diluted in a 1/4 cup of distilled water. I'm using fresh raw milk, so I skip that step. Now I dilute 3/4 teaspoon liquid rennet into 1/4 cup of cool distilled water. So here I've added my diluted rennet and I'm mixing it well for about a minute. So again, I'm covering the pot, and for about 45 minutes, I'll maintain the temperature in my sink of warm water. So I'm checking for a clean break here to see if my rennet has done setting. And it's perfect. So let's begin cutting lengthwise and across, all the way to the bottom. Stir gently for about 10 minutes, breaking up any extra big pieces so the curds are about the same size. Remember to keep your surrounding water bath warm. There are different ways you can do this. A pot inside a pot? Just get creative and find out what works best for you. Enjoy the process. I find it's relaxing. So after 10 minutes and the curds have shrunk a little, I will stop stirring and let them settle to the bottom. Then I remove about 5 quarts of whey, or keep removing whey till I can barely see the top of the curds. Then I replace the whey I took out with about the same much fresh distilled water. Next I add 1/3 cup salt, mixing it in well, making sure the temperature is still nice and warm, and then I'll stir it every 5 minutes for about a half hour. Now it's time to transfer the curds to the cloth-lined cheese mold, breaking up the curds if they have started to knit together as you transfer them into the mold. Press at a light pressure for about 20 minutes. Remove cheese from the press and redress. I usually let it press all night and remove it from the mold in the morning, or about 6 to 8 hours. It's time for me to find a bigger cheese press. A 4-pound wheel just doesn't fit in this one. There's some really great ways to improvise if you're just trying cheese making out as a once-in-a-while hobby. Use a spring-form cake pan with a pot or a bucket full of warm whey to weigh it down, or books to weigh it down. Keep in mind, Havarti uses lightweight for pressing. I have also frequently used an old colander and that works quite well. The holes in the colander even leave a really cool design on the outside of the cheese. I really encourage you to think outside of the box and use whatever you have around your home. But seriously, it doesn't usually take this much effort as I'm trying to video this with one hand. The kids and their sound effects in the background. I make sure to tuck in the cloth around the edges, otherwise if it's hanging over the side, it will siphon out onto the counter. So I've unwrapped my cheese the next morning. Then I want it to age for about 4 weeks at about 54 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, you can coat your cheese wheel with wax, or alternatively, you can use a shrink wrap machine. If you are aging your cheese in the fridge, you can expect it to take longer because it's colder than suggested, but it will still work. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned something and have a wonderful day.